Hey, so I just wanted to check in because I had done a review of DNRS a few months ago, and I just bought the DNRS 2.0, and I wanted to give a little bit of feedback on it, my experience so far with it. And I'll preface this by saying that my initial reaction was based on the DVDs that I had bought. So I did not sign up for DNRS when it was the online version, and there may definitely be some changes that have happened since that time that I was not aware of, but I'm doing the 2.0 on the computer. And so here is some honest feedback from what I've experienced so far. So first of all, I just wanted to say the graphics are so much better. The first DVD series, as much as I loved the content and I loved what Annie had come up with, it felt like they were trying to piece together footage from the seminars, and it felt so outdated, and then intersperse that with just random shots that seemed like they had been done at home or in an office setting. And I just was not a huge fan of how it looked. And I know other people that did the same program that felt the same way. So I definitely really was pleasantly surprised at the quality of the graphics and the interface of the 2.0 version. One of the first changes I noticed is they actually have you fill out a pre-test this time, listing symptom severity, and that's all online, and they email you a copy of your results, and then you can retake that during the course of going through the program so that you're able to notice any changes in your symptoms as you go along. On each slide, there's a section to write notes, and then once you go through a couple different slides and write your notes, it allows you to load all of your previous notes as well. And so you're able to keep touch with your thoughts and just anything you want to clarify the whole way through the program. I also really felt a connection more so to the way that it's filmed. It just seems so much more bright and airy. Annie, who is the founder of the program, is in like a beautiful house with a beautiful background, and you can see nature through the windows. Just such a much more bright, airy feel than the DVD series was. And they go into doing examples of the rounds and the visualizations, so much more detail, like literally walking you step by step through the rounds, and they give different people's perspectives. So they have, from what I've seen so far, I haven't finished the whole thing because it just came out, I just bought it. But from what I've seen so far, there was like 4 different people giving a video round example of what their practice looked like. And they even have different camera angles just showing, what it looks like when they do the different steps of the practice. So just, again, above and beyond, so much better, easier to follow. And then they break down each person is working on a different symptom or illness category that they're trying to work through. And so that makes it easier to follow along too, because in the DVDs, they focused mainly on Annie's primary symptoms, which was chemical sensitivity. And so if that wasn't what you were working on, it was hard to kind of relate that when you're coming up with your scripts for your rounds. So that definitely, above and beyond, so much better than the initial version. Another thing I really like is the infographics. So throughout the initial introduction and explaining the 5 pillars, there are infographics while Annie is talking. It jumps onto different screens to show an outline of the steps that she's explaining. There's cute little graphics that pop up when she's discussing different concepts that might be a little hard to grasp. There's even like little cartoons at times to kind of show examples of what's going on and what she's trying to make an example of. So it just makes it so much more relatable, and it gets your brain working in so many different ways. It's more fun. It just seems much more like better quality too. And I know when we invest in a program like this, I know at least for me, when I invest in something, I want it to seem like a lot of work went into it, and it was high quality and it was well thought out. So this again is 10 times better than the original. I still love the original. I mean, I got so much out of it. I know so many people felt so much better doing the original program. But again, that original program was based off of their really successful seminars. So it was a lot of the recordings from those seminars. And I think now they're really taking that online course approach, and they're realizing that the seminars are not the basis anymore of their, their program. So they really updated it so that you didn't feel like you were missing out not being at the seminar. I also have heard that they implemented most of the deeper dive that used to be a separate course into the 2.0 version. So I think you're just getting more for your money as well. And I definitely noticed that, where there's so many more concrete examples of, this is how you would use this for your unique condition, and this is where you would start, and here's examples of how to do your scripting. So again, just so far I'm new into it, but I wanted to give this update because I know that a lot of people had reached out to me from my last video of reviewing DNRS as a program, and this 2.0 version so far seems to go above and beyond. If anyone's tried it before, you might have a very different experience now utilizing the 2.0. So I wanted to share as well that I did see drastic improvement in my symptoms 2 years ago when I started the DNRS journey. And I really think that the DVDs and the old school version of the seminar layout was super helpful. I got a lot out of it. I did sign up for the deeper dive online class, and then life just got away from me and I never was able to finish it, which was unfortunate. So when they came out with the 2.0, that was more motivation for me to go ahead and sign up. There was a discount if you had bought DNRS previously, and because my deeper dive membership had expired and they no longer, I think, are offering it with the 2.0 having that material, it was a no-brainer to sign up. So even though a lot of my symptoms had improved, 2 years is a long time, and I had some other health struggles come up which kind of relapsed my limbic system a little bit, and I was back in that state of fight or flight. And I was noticing a struggle with some more symptoms-focused thinking and some symptoms coming up. So it just seemed like it was worth a try to get back into it. And rather than going back and watching the DVDs, which again, I'll admit, just felt a little kind of old-fashioned and cold to me, I wanted to see a new perspective. But I knew that I believed in the science of DNRS, and I loved Annie's story and everyone that I've talked to with such amazing results from it, and everyone on YouTube that's had amazing results. I'm a firm believer that it's just a really great program. So I'm so glad I did. It's only been a week in and I'm already noticing my symptoms improving. I'm noticing it was such a great reintroduction for me to get back into using the practice and the rounds every day, getting back into the visualizations and the mindset. And I'm already referring some of my mental health clients back to it because they've just opened up so much more now in this new iteration, with really explaining how it can work for so many different symptoms. So in the initial, like I said, a lot of the people they were interviewing in the initial DVDs and the seminars were very specific with chronic fatigue and fibro and mold and chemical sensitivity. And now they're really expanding on that, and they're talking more about PTSD, and they're talking more about long haul COVID. So there's so many more iterations that we can look at and talk about and really align with. So anyone that that might be struggling with things, they open up so many more examples now to make the program applicable to what you might be struggling with or they might be struggling with. And that's another huge change that I thought was just so great. And in case you're wondering, it's about the same time commitment. So the program is designed to be completed in around 11 hours, and it still is something that you could break up over the course of a couple days. And once you get used to the practice, you are supposed to be setting aside about an hour a day to go through the practice rounds. And they are very visualization based, and you're doing a lot of positive psychology and kind of CBT, where you're challenging thoughts and replacing them with new positive thinking. And the hour doesn't have to be consecutive, so you can still break that up however you want. You could do 15 minutes when you wake up and then 15-minute chunks throughout the day, or really however you wanted to break that up. And there's definitely modifications. So if you're feeling that your symptoms are really impacting you right now and you need to do modifications laying in bed and visualizing versus standing up, they still are offering a lot of those modifications as well. So yeah, overall, I just wanted to jump on here and give my updated review of DNRS 2.0. I know that so many people are debating if they want to buy the new version because more people are talking about it. And I know that I had made that video previously, and I just wanted to share with everyone that so far it's a great experience. The quality is so much better, so much more interactive, so much more bright and positive. And I will jump back on and make another more in-depth video and just explain, my process, my story of what I've gone through and what I've healed with DNRS, and the progress that I make with the new program, because I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what the differences might be this time around. So anyone who's looking into it, you can definitely reach out with any questions in the comments, And good luck along your healing journey. If you found this video because you're looking to heal, you know, it's definitely a great place to start, is looking into brain retraining and limbic system retraining. So I hope you have an awesome day, and I will post another update soon.